Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in and liking and sharing and subscribing. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. It just gives me confidence. Been working on this thing. It has been a slow go of it. We've been having some projects with the property in the house and kind of, you know, split focus, and a little bit of time I've been able to work on it, and I've been taking care of this panel that's up under the back speaker tray here, and there's just no way to set up a good camera and the light and be able to see as I'm sanding and everything. So it's just literally going to be a progression of before and after of sand, smooth out, and repeat. And then what I do is I put a coat of primer over it before I go in for the evening, that self-etching stuff, so it protects the metal. And it's just a thin layer, so you come out and it's literally one or two passes with 80 grit and it just takes it right off. So then, we're just smoothing the areas that we put Bondo in out over those little spot welds. And there is a couple of areas that needed some attention as they were crinkled from the impact. Now everything's squared and measured up, but the metal just kind of in a couple of spots, but it's way back up under here. Nobody's going to see it. We're just going to smooth them out. So kind of fool your eye. You know how it is. Plus, there is going to be a mat over that, so nobody's going to see it anyway. But just going to take the time and make it. It's the one thing I can do is just time right now and just put it smooth. Just make it smooth. So show you that. We worked on that back corner some where where Jimmy welded, my boy, homeboy, welded up that corner, and then we had that other hole opened up. He took care of that. So I'll show you that and then show you where we're at present day as we get on with it. So come on, you guys, let's get this thing done. Let's build this thing. We're making progress. Come on, let's get it done. Sorry. Started sanding and realized I hadn't shown y'all before. And of course I cut the camera on, so here comes the train. But my buddy was trying to show me. We had limited time, so he stayed on the welder. But this is very solid compared to what it was, because it was split right there. Now it's solid. This had a huge hole and gap. Now it's solid. as you can see, see if we can, yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, some of it still needs work. And I am going to work on the channel. I know this is like extreme close-up, but notice how we smoothed out the top of those, then smoothed out all the spot welds like I was talking about. Yeah, there's some more work, you know, little spots, but gotta touch those up just a hair. But then, you know, there's other areas over there. Really gotta get in there and do some work to it. You know, back there looks pretty good. It's really hard to show you. I'll show you from the front side, you know, from the inside and back. Sorry. But as far as this right here, look at that. It is just, I'm going to put some pictures in of how it was. Yes, there's still some work to be done. Gotta clean up this and address this. Sorry for that, you know, one finger salute there. That's from my buddy Paul. Love you, brother. Get that car done. I want to see it. We've been working on it. Now this is what I wanted to show you guys. So in that last video, I showed Jimmy was garage pitch. My boy, he was welding this up. And sorry, he was welding this up. And this panel was split. It was split in 3 places. The edge right here, then there was a layer in there, and then this curved panel. And he stitched them all together. Yes, I'm going to clean that up more, but it was late. I was getting tired, everything, and I put rust preventative over it and just chalked it. Well, then I came back and was going to address it and started peeling it back, and yep, lo and behold. So I did some more rust treatment. As you can see, it kind of oversprayed. But the reason we did this, and I know y'all are wondering, why didn't you just put metal in there, cut this off? So, okay, so what the initial deal was, what had happened was, what the deal was is we honestly hadn't gotten in here. Yes, I took it to bare metal, but I hope this all makes sense. I took this to bare metal and honestly didn't come fully down into here. So when we did, started noticing the problem. And it was literally just the other day after we had gotten this all straight. So when Jimmy saw that, he was like, okay, from the backside, let me do some hammer and dolly work. And when he did, you know, you can see that body work just popped. And I'm so glad it did now, because as you can see there, the panel was split, you know, then the other splits I told y'all about, split, and then down there. Then there is a little bit there still there that we're gonna have to address. And then of course that. So I'm gonna try and teach myself, and we're not gonna do it tonight, unfortunately, but I am gonna get to it. So learning new skills, developing everything is just, you know, a process. But I have those I can also try and learn with. Those are very thin as well. And got some hammer and dolly work to do and clean up there. Otherwise, we're gonna go through and start roughing it up and double checking. and get this finished. And there's one over here, as you can see. I treated the entire edge, and there's a whole lot of hammer and dolly work that needs to be done, but again, it is very thin metal. So I'm just going to do the best I can, and if it's beyond me, I will wait for superior skilled person to take care of it. And both of them are right above that little bracket for the fender to hang on. So see if somehow I got some short hair and might straighten it up, try and smooth it out some. Either that or might build it to a point where it'll just flow and get out of there. Anyway, I don't know. But as y'all can tell, I got this way straighter than it was. And we got this straightened out a whole lot. We got to finish structuring this to match this grade over here. That one is, somehow straight, and this one was just misshapen, and there is short haired in there, and I just have to slope it down, and I have to slope it. There's short haired in here because this is where that split and brazing is. So I didn't want to get into welding I didn't want to take all this out and start doing that because I just got that welder and everything. It looks good. Let's go with this. If it pops out, then we'll mess with it. But as for right now, I'm okay with this. Nothing else happens. I'll just cut the back end off of it and put a turbo motor out the back and, go Pro Street. Got your mask on. There we go. So much for that t-shirt. Yep. Okay. Yeah, man.
Well, getting it cool for a second, we can
start cleaning it up.
We can grind it some, see what it looks like.
Make it look like butter, cheese, butter, cheese. Right?
I tried to look and see where any holes were. I tried to fill in a little bit, You just can't really get going on this and let her rip because it's just,
thin,
it's thin.
dude.
Yeah, like I said, it's really old metal, but
that whole gap, so yeah.
Yeah, we should have the whole gap up, so we're just gonna clean that
Field,
up.
yeah, check it out.
take.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
Yep.
There you good to go. I don't think I'm gonna mess with that really anymore.
I don't think it needs messing with anymore.
Small little pinhole, but I'm not worried about that. Like
Yeah.
say you lost those
Right,
behind it.
right there.
Yeah, these. But I'm not worried.
We can
about
feel
too
that.
much.
Yeah.
Fiberglass will actually
Yeah.
give that little bit to hear onto, you know. But the main thing
Because
is
that's what that is. Yeah. That's not metal.
That's the seam there, where that was put there, and what happened is that where that's gotten dented in here and dented and pushed in there. See, it's left a little bit of a gap in there, you know.
Yeah. That doesn't look like metal though. That's the. Well, it's metal at the bottom of it.
Yeah,
but
there's some metal there, and then there's then fiberglass right there. So
yeah.
I mean,
That's good to go though. We'll just
yeah, you can just
and blend
fiberglass
it.
that.
Yeah.
That's all. Let me tell you what, bro.
Yeah.
That whole thing's way tougher than what it was prior.
Yeah, man.
And you got your hole for the most part originally here.
Yep. Just clean it up.
Just keep it cleaned up as we do Bondo. Keep that hole cleaned up. It's a little out of shape right there, a little too high. But you know, you can fix that. But
yeah, we'll fix it.
This here, I don't want to grind too much more away from it, because that's all this is going to have to be Bondo right here.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure things were low enough, because you got to get that line back right there, and it feels it's lumpy low there. So we'll have to see high there. But for the most part, that panel's locked in
Yep.
now.
The
Yep,
structure's
big
back
gap.
for
Yeah,
sure.
Oh yeah, it's welded there. So. Solid, bro.
Yep, solid. All right, y'all. This is where I'm gonna shut it down tonight. Sorry I sound less than enthused. I'm tired. It just kind of hit me like a brick. We worked pretty hard yesterday on the property, but homeboy came over. We applied some more on the top here to level it out because sanding reveals all. Don't it? So, yeah. Got some areas that got revealed. I'm gonna touch them, put something over them real quick. I'm gonna go inside. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If you would drop me a like, you know, tell your friends, subscribe. I mean, if you've made it this far, but as you can tell, we're making progress. I mean, it is slower than I anticipated and hoped, but I'm giving it all I can, doing all I can when I can. So appreciate y'all following along with us. You know, hopefully we're gonna just keep plowing ahead, or sanding ahead, and move on. I want to start moving into the next phase, which is the top of that speaker panel, and this right here, those two bars, and of course the back seat and everything, and then hopefully maybe take the door off and set the camera here so we can do like a time lapse over that. So take you guys with me as we go along. I appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I'll see y'all on the next one. Again, I'm Jimmy. This is Not Your Garage. Take care.